God bless you, and thank you for joining us. I'm Minister Billy Burton, and welcome to the 11th year anniversary of Sunday School Insights, which began as This Week in the Bible. This audio teaching series is an evangelistic tool brought to you by Inspirational Minutes Ministries International, Advocatus Ecclesiae Publishing, and Ministry Outpost. We hope and pray that these lessons will reach those who, for whatever the reason, either can't or won't come to a Bible study, a Sunday school class, or a traditional church service. Subscribe to our channel here on YouTube and then follow us on Facebook, where you can read your Bible lessons faithfully each week. Our Facebook link is conveniently posted below. Our background music, Worlds Away, is provided by the artistic genius of J Man at www.ourmusicbox.com. Again, we thank you for joining us, and Sunday School Insights begins now. This week's lesson is entitled, David's Grief for Saul and Jonathan. Our scriptures are found in the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 1, verses 11 and 12, and verses 17 through 27. David had his own issues to deal with. The Amalekites, during David's absence, had come and destroyed Ziklag. So when David returned and found this out, he and his men went after them and did what Saul should have done earlier when Saul disobeyed God. David, showing his obedience to God, destroyed the Amalekites and rescued his family and the others that had been taken. 2 days passed, and a man came exhausted and afraid, running to David. He had come from the camp of King Saul and brought King David an eyewitness report of the death of King Saul and his son Jonathan, David's best friend. There was a battle between Israel and the Philistines, and Israel lost. In the heat of defeat, as King Saul ran for his life, he knew that he was not going to be able to escape, so he decided to take his own life rather than place it in the hands of the Philistines. This is when and where the messenger to David said that he came across King Saul. His report is that he knows for a fact that King Saul and Jonathan are both dead, because he not only saw what happened, but at the request of Saul, assisted in Saul's death. His clothes were torn, and dust was on his head to show that he mourned for them. This man is not of Israel. He is an Amalekite. He was actually there to see what he could grab of value after others were dead, but he escaped due to fear and confusion. He is also a liar. He didn't stand on King Saul's back to drive his sword through him. King Saul fell on his own sword. The Amalekite thought that this story would impress King David, along with bringing him Saul's crown and bracelet. The man knew who David was and believed that he was bringing him the crown of his enemy. But this was a big mistake. King David was committed to killing the Amalekites, and this man was an Amalekite. Furthermore, Jonathan was someone that David loved, not hated. And King David also asked the man, "How is it that you think that you have the right to kill God's anointed king anyway? David himself wouldn't even have done that." David killed the Amalekite. We ask that you follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channels. Please make sure to give some devotional time to our new teaching series called Understanding the Tithe. Come back and join us here again next week, God willing, for another lesson of Sunday School Insights. Our background music, You on My Mind, was composed and performed by Jay Mann at www.ourmusicbox.com. God bless you.